So, Son of the Mask is it's crazy. First of all, that it was made. It was made quite a bit after the first one, quite a few years, and obviously Jim Carrey's not in it. It's Jamie Kennedy, different director. It just everything, every decision almost it was bad. There was like one or two jokes that I was like, that's kind of funny, but nothing that good, and definitely not worth sitting through over an hour and a half of honestly trash. This movie sucks. I think you might have known where I was gonna go with this, but let's get into it. So, the basic plot is they're in Fringe City instead of Edge City. Get it? But they're right beside each other, I guess, in this world. And Fringe City, Jamie Kennedy gets the mask. But at the end of the first one, like, there's that guy who's like holding on to it. So we're led to think that that guy would maybe be the mask the next time, because he's going after it, or the dog again, because the dog getting it. So it seemed like they wanted the mask, but no, it just floated down that river 10 years later or whatever, and Jamie Kennedy has it now, and he, this is the plot of the movie. He puts on the mask, goes to a work party, and then after the work party, he impregnates his wife, and because he's wearing the mask, when he does it, it gives like the baby fucking superpowers. It gives the baby like the baby don't even have to put on the mask. The baby's just a superpowered baby. So that's crazy. And there's like just the direction in this is just nuts, and the editing is jarring, and it's scarier than it should be for a kid's comedy, and the slapstick, they were trying to make it like the first one in a lot of ways, and I feel like every way they tried to do it, they kind of failed. There was one joke that I kind of liked though, that Loki's looking for the mask, and he's that. Oh yeah, I should say that's a big part of this, by the way, too. Is Loki, because they very mildly hint to this in the first film, that it's just a theory too. They just say it's a theory in that one, but now in this one it's fact, I guess, for if it's canon with the Mask franchise, because in this movie, yes, it's Norse mythology, and it's the Loki created this mask, and when you wear it, you have the power of Loki, or some shit, and yeah, this movie just fails in every way, but yeah, Loki's like his actor is good. Alan Cumming is good, but it just fails a lot. But yeah, so they have this mask. They're going. He's trying to find it. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The joke that I kind of liked. He's trying to find the mask in this antique shop, but what he finds is just a rip-off. It says made in Taiwan, so obviously or made in Pakistan. They actually do the same joke sort of twice, so maybe that's why I'm forgetting it. And it wasn't even that good a joke. But this is what makes this joke good is the next line that I'm gonna explain. Pakistan. It's made in Pakistan. This mask, where he's like, he gets mad and smashes it because it's not the Norse mask with the powers that he wants. So he goes to the shopkeep and is like, "What the heck? You said this was authentic." And he's like smashing things, and the shopkeep's clearly afraid, and he's like, "Well, it is authentic. It's authentic Pakistani Norse mythology mask." And that line is kind of dumb, but it made me chuckle a little bit. That was like the best line in the movie. But yeah, there's just lots of weird stuff, like with the baby reenacting cartoons, and then there's the dog and the baby, and they said, I don't know, the dog and the baby are vying for the attention of Jamie Kennedy, and I don't know. And those parts are just sort of like cartoons, but it's just, I'd rather be watching a cartoon. I don't know. This movie sucks. I don't know what else to say other than that. Well, I do. I'll keep talking. But yeah, there's just the crazy editing and the visuals and it's just there's lots of like scary images that are supposed to be funny. I don't like it. Like a woman's head gets turned into a nose. Alan Cumming's head is on a baby. Alan Cumming is a schoolgirl. Oh, it's just so many things. So many things. Oh, there's a part where a wall is brought down by Loki, and I had to pause it and go back. But on the wall, it has written, Loki is a god in the sack. And I was thinking, it's a little dirty. This is a kid's movie. That's a sex joke. But I guess it's fine. It's so fast. The kids probably won't pick up on that for the most part. So maybe that's okay, but still, this movie kind of sucks. Not kind of, it really sucks. And I can see why it has the sort of hate it does. It's so bizarrely put together with the editing and everything. Like, and the sad part is this. I feel like this could have been good. Like, I feel like the concept isn't terrible of like giving a baby superpowers, but I don't know. I think I would have liked just a more by the numbers sequel, even just like with Jamie Kennedy being the mask or something, like instead of this baby stuff. But it's a little bit too much. It's a little crazy. And yeah, back to just I'm just gonna keep describing weird shit in this. So Ben Stein's face at one point. By the way, he's the only reoccurring character from the first film. Ben Stein, who's in like fucking one scene of the first film. He's a reoccurring character, and he's in one scene in this film in the opening. He's introducing the mask. This is the first time where they do the gag where the mask isn't real, that's made in somewhere else that's not Norway. This one is made in Taiwan, and the line is, "What are you talking about? You're gonna be cleaning my GTX 1050s fan." What does that mean? Sounds high tech though. Or is this a reference to this movie? I don't even know. Because there's a part where he had a vacuum cleaner with a weird name. I don't think that's what you're talking about though. Son of the Mask. This movie sucks. So many gags just don't work. The dog and the baby stuff is maybe the best part, but it's not even that good. The best parts. I said I like that one joke the best. Gonna be probably 10 minutes if I manage to know how to take the cooler off without breaking the heatsink. Well, good luck, friend. I hope everything goes well. Thanks for popping in Elite 66 as always. So back to talking about this train wreck of a film. So let's look it up actually. Let's see what we can find here on the internet about Son of the Mask. Because this had like a kind of big budget. There's lots of CGI, lots of like unnecessary CGI. The gags are just bad. Like almost all of them are just not funny. And there's a part where the baby and Alan Cumming, they both have powers, so they're playing Twister and they're like twisting all crazy and stuff just because they can for fun, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get this movie. It's so bad. I'm gonna keep talking about it though. And I like Jamie Kennedy. My friend was saying that he couldn't be a leading man. And I disagree. I don't think this was all his fault. I think part of it was the direction, but maybe a kid's comedy isn't the best place for Jamie Kennedy. He did good in an adult comedy. I like Malibu's Most Wanted at least a little bit. It's definitely better than this, and I even like Kicking It Old School. Although I'd have to see that one again. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's not supposed to be great, but I am interested uh, in seeing it again maybe one day, because I remember liking it and it was underrated to me when it came out. But anyway, I digress. Jamie Kennedy, he's not good in this, and I want to address a part now that I just thought of. There's a part where he's playing the Game Boy SP. That's the one that opens up kind of like a laptop. If anyone remembers, Malibu's Most Wanted is his best. He's probably the best movie where he's the leading guy. But I would say Scream is maybe the best movie that he's in. Probably, I would say. Yeah, but he's not the lead guy in that, so that's different. Um, but what I was gonna say is he's put in this in a scene in this movie. Oh, there's so much weird, bad, cringy shit in this. I don't know if I'm gonna take, but yeah, I was talking about that weird fucking Twister game that was just sort of weird. It's like, well, it's not funny. And then yeah, there's a scene where he's playing Mother Lovin' Super Nintendo, not Super Nintendo, Game Boy SP, the one that opens like a laptop, but he's holding it like this with the pincher claws. And anyone who's ever played any kind of Game Boy knows that you hold it with the thumbs. You play with the thumbs, and so I don't know if that was the director being like, you gotta hold it like that, or Jamie Kennedy just not knowing how to play a video game, and the director also not knowing enough to tell him to do otherwise, or what. But that part right away, I was like, that's not right. That's not how you play a video game. But that was sort of a little note, but there's so many fucking notes about this, so this movie sucks. Okay, excuse me. Back to the review. So, what other cringy bullshit should I talk about with this? So they'll do shit like they'll zoom into the dog's brain and like go like do a crazy shot where you're like zooming through the sky and the universe, and then it zooms into Odin's fucking mouth and it's like low key, and it's fucking off-putting and terrifying, and it's not good. And this movie shouldn't have been made, or at least not to the degree. There is a petition. Jamie Kennedy's trying to get a director's cut of it to come out. He thinks that a different cut, or no, not the director's cut, the Jamie Kennedy and someone else cut, because he was apparently like had a little bit to do with the editing at one point, but then they took it in another direction and just like, boom, stupid image of Jamie, boom, baby, boom. That was sort of how he explained it. And he also explained it by saying that when he was doing this movie, he wanted it to be like Monkey Bone, and I really like Monkey Bone, and it's underrated. He was even saying that it was underrated, and he wanted this to be like his Monkey Bone, and that's funny that was his example. But both of these movies are kind of flops, but Monkey Bone is a good movie in my opinion, and this is a bad movie. Son of the Mask, we're gonna look it up on IMDb, because why not? What's it got on IMDb? 2.2. That's fair. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's crazy that it exists, really. Jamie Kennedy, obviously. Let's look at the box office information. Let's check it out. So, oh my god. I thought it had a lower budget than this, but this was the budget for this fucking shit show. $84 million. $84 million. That's crazy. And guess how much it made? Not nearly that much. It made 59 million worldwide and 17 million in US and Canada. So That's really not good at all. Opening weekend was like 7.7 million on an 84 mil budget. Holy shit. We rented the Son of the Mask for movie together. I was so pissed we spent money on it. That's fair. It's really bad. It's really awful. Do you want to talk about it? You've seen it before. Do you want to come into the movie talk channel? Do you have some 2 cents to put on? And I was a kid. That's fair. If you don't remember enough to talk about, that's fair. But it's all you remember of it was is all you remember is that it sucked, right? Yeah. That's fair. I haven't seen it since then. I get you. But no, I hated this. Like, there's like nothing redeeming except for like maybe that one joke that I mentioned. There's like a couple other bits that were kind of funny, but it was all pretty dumb and shit. This just like didn't make sense. Like when the baby, when she's about to have the baby, because he's a crazy masked baby, she's like craving silly string, and inside of the ultrasounds he's dancing, and I don't know. It's just not that funny. It's bad. This movie's bad. I hated it. But I put this one on myself, to be fair. I was curious. I had to know. I had to find out for myself. 0 out of 10. We'll see. I might give it slightly more than 0 because it does take a lot to make a movie, but I'm not. I'm definitely giving it below 5, and anyone who knows my ratings knows. Below 5 equals bad. I have to really hate something to give it below 5. I think of it like a grade on a test. Like if it's above 5, you passed. If it's below 5, you failed. And this movie failed. It failed so hard. But Jamie Kennedy got a big fat paycheck out of it. They probably paid him like fucking $5 million or whatever, or $10 million. I don't know what the fuck they paid Jamie Kennedy, but he got a lot of money for this, I think. I mean, the budget was 84 million, so they must have paid him some. He's this fucking star. But you know, it sort of ruined his career, though. If any chance he had of being a leading guy, it sort of killed, I think. Unfortunately, because it was such a crazy, notorious bomb. I would like them to try to revitalize The Mask, but with making a movie like a reboot of the original, and make it more like the comic book. Make it grittier, make it dark, make it bloody, make it gory. Because that's what the fucking comic is like. So yeah, I think that would be better. But Son of the Mask is shit. It's a piece of trash, garbage, ass, juice, fuck, stuff. You know, it sucks. I was running out of words to describe it with. But yeah, I think we're gonna move on to Footloose. It's pretty soon to talk about it. I'm trying to remember if there's anything I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, Kumar from Harold and Kumar is in this. He's also in Malibu's Most Wanted. I'm assuming Jamie Kennedy had something to do with getting him on the movie, because you know they probably were friends from Malibu's Most Wanted and stuff. And like this was after he was hot from Malibu's Most Wanted, and he had the Jamie Kennedy Experiment, which was like a somewhat popular TV show. It's even referenced on The Office, the U.S. Office. So it was. I've seen like a few sketches on YouTube, but you know Jamie Kennedy is cool kind of, but this movie is insanely bad. Kal Penn, yes, Kumar, Kal Penn, also known as his real name. I guess I should have said his real name, but come on. That's what everyone knows him from. That film, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, and also Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, and also the Christmas one, which I actually like the Christmas one too. They're all not that bad. Like they're not. I would say the second one is maybe the weakest in my opinion. I like the Christmas one more. I bet a lot of people would disagree with me on that one than the second one. The first one's clearly the best though, I'd say. Now I'm just going off tangent, talking about the Harold of Kumar films. But yeah, let's get this show on the road, I'd say. And thanks for watching, folks. I do appreciate it. Thank you for choosing Dr. Booty Quiver TV, the sexiest stream on Twitch. I mean, like, there's probably some stuff that I left out that I just can't think of right now, but I think you get the gist. It's really bad. Jamie Kennedy plays an animator, and he's like trying to think of a good idea, and he's trying to get ahead in his work, but it's not really working. And I don't know, like I said, the basic premise isn't terrible. Like, the idea of making a masked child is kind of could work maybe, but not the way that they did it. That's for sure. But yeah, this movie sucks. I don't know. I've said that so many times, but I don't know what else to say other than that. But yeah, like I said before, this movie sucks. I'm gonna give it really low rating. I'm thinking, real low. Like, it's 1 out of 10. That's all it gets. It gets 1 for that one joke that I kind of like. And there's some other jokes that like were maybe kind of alright too, but I don't really remember them. So that's it. It's getting 1. Here's a beat. I'm gonna put on a beat from Patrick Jenkins. This is the Swiggin' on Chips instrumental. Yeah. Alright, so it's 1 out of 10 dogs for Son of the Mask because it sucks so hard. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to watch this on Tubi, if you're curious. Yeah, Jamie Kennedy is not good in it. Be it his fault or the direction's fault, I'm not sure. But the movie is just flawed from the beginning to the end. It's very little is funny in it. It's just sort of was kind of hard to get through. It's bad. It's not funny. It's garbage. They shouldn't have tried to make a sequel, and if they did, they should have not done it closer to the release date of the original film, or just made it better in general. Possibly both. Pure ass juice. 1 out of 10 dogs. Son of the Mask.